Here's a short tutorial on how to make a name keyring. First, start a new design and rename your project. Get to know the workspace tools. On the left, there's some orientation tools to go home, to zoom in and out, and some other tools you can explore to see if you can figure out what they do. On the top right, there's some tools that once you have shapes in your space might be useful to use, like to group shapes together or to align the edges of two shapes. So let's get started with the keychain. Drag and drop the cube shape. Use the white handles to resize. You can also click and type numbers in the box. The measurements are defaulted to millimeters, so it might be handy to grab your ruler and look at the centimeter side to see that there are 10 millimeters and 1 centimeter to give you a sense of how big your design is going to be. So I'm just making some adjustments on mine, making it flatter. Don't make it 0, otherwise there's no height. So 2 millimeters might be enough. Then I can use that cube tool in the top left to pan around. Next, I'll make the hole for my keychain by grabbing the cylinder. The cylinder, you can have it solid, then I would click the orange circle, or see-through, which is what I want. So I have the gray stripy circle clicked, and then I'm placing it using the white resize handles to get the right size, zooming around the shape to see where it's landing. And now I'm going to try the align tool. So I've dragged to select both the circle and the rectangle shape and clicked align, and then clicked that I want it in the middle. So that's why I clicked that middle circle, and then it went there. So now my hole in the keychain is in the middle of my short side. Now I'll add my name, or you can also do your initials. There's a couple font choices. I can show you later how to get more font options in a design, but it's a little trickier than this one. So for now, just pick a font from the list, and then you can resize using those white handles, rotate to rotate around so you can see the height. You can zoom in, rotate to the side. Whoa, that's too tall. I need to smush that down a bit. So I'm going to grab that white handle. Kind of hard to see there, and then click and drag down. Just enough so I can see it. You could also make your name like a hole by selecting the gray stripy instead of the red circle, and that would make your name see-through as well. It could be fun to experiment with. The black triangle there will drag your shape up and down. So then I can look at it from the bottom and see that my shapes are aligned and that my hole goes all the way through. I can change the color of it just for me to see it more easily, but it will only print in one color, whatever the color of the filament is that we're using. So next you can add a couple shapes you like. Resize using those white handles. Rotate around to make sure that it's where you want it and not floating in space like that. That will not print. That will make a bird's nest mess. So you need to use that black triangle to shift it down to be touching the other shape. And then I can move my name a little bit, unless I want the star in my name, which would be also totally fine. And then I'm going to copy paste. I can use the little rotate arrows and drag it around. So if I'm happy with that, I'm going to spin around and check. Are all my pieces touching? Do I have any gaps? Is anything floating in space? If I'm good, then I'm going to hit export. The STL file is what I need, and then it will go to your downloads. Then you can attach that STL file to our Google form when you're ready to print.